Taurus, and then Pisces is last. Happy birthday, Taurus. You know, I just told even Brian last night, we got home so late Sunday night, and then Monday I was out of it, and it was Christopher Witecki's birthday on Monday, and I didn't even call him and wish him a happy birthday, and I'm having to do it here on the show, but happy birthday, Mr. Witecki. Love you, brother.
Happy birthday, Chris.
All right. We're going to use a different deck. The fuck was that? The truth. I was thinking about Witecki all weekend. You know, he's born with Sun Taurus, Moon Leo, and I'm born with Sun Leo, Moon Taurus, and it was that Taurus, Sun, Leo, Moon weekend. It's like my favorite combo. It only happens 5 days a year.
The prized bull.
Where you get that Leo, Taurus, Sun, Moon energy. You know what I mean? And best days of the year. 5 days a year. That's it. The rest of them all suck. So, Taurus, it's time for you to let go of your fears of relationships. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Lord. Here, just for you, Taurus. Fucking gee. You know. Sorry, Lord. You know, your fears of relationships, I'm over it, Taurus. I'm over it. I think the whole world is. The whole world is, or just staying distant in relationships, or finding ones that you feel are safe because you don't have to deal with fucking depth and connection and trying, you know, control and beliefs. And this is a lunar eclipse teaching you to let go of your fears of relationships, or your over obsession with the wrong relationships that don't let you be yourself. It's like the ones that let you be yourself, you're the most terrified of. The ones that don't let you be yourself, that's the ones you go for the most. So fucking weird. I've never met a sign that fucking wants independence and wants its value to be met and picks the people that don't value it and try to control it. And then the ones that are willing to give you everything and honor you and treat you great, you're like, you don't try to control me. You don't give me any fucking dark shit. I don't trust you. That's got to end now, Taurus. Because this Saturn in Aquarius is saying you're not going to get shit with these stupid fucking people that you become addicted to that are fucking, I'm going to be honest with you, they create trauma because you fucking like the ones that fucking try to control you. And then the ones that are amazing for you, you push off. So you really think you're going to get far with Saturn in the 10th right now? You really think you're going to get your business rolling? Or just being cut off from people? Good luck. Now that Jupiter's in Aries, all of your self-undoing and all of your big fucking subconscious shit over the last 12 years is coming up. Big time. And I know that you have not wanting to deal with the last 10 years of 2010 through 2019, let's call it, because Uranus went back into Aries again, then stayed in Taurus in 2019. You're going back there of all the shit that happened because you didn't learn the lesson, did you, with Uranus? No, you didn't. You didn't learn it. Jupiter is about to remind you about all that shit there. So it's time for you to fucking surrender your ego and how you think it all should be and forcing things that you can't force and holding back from the things that you really want and taking on the things that you don't want. It's so weird. The only sign that fucks it all up in the weirdest way is Taurus. I just don't understand them. It's very weird. Very weird. All right. Let's hope that this Jupiter finally clears all that shit for you, Taurus, and you're willing to fucking take on the most beautiful spiritual journey that gives you everything you want, or you're in control, or like Brian just told fucking all those cancers, keep playing God. Ooh, Queen of Swords reverse. Maybe you really don't know everything, do you? Fucking, you can't keep coming off as a cold person. It's not going to work anymore. Full reversed. I think you feel really stupid about coming across really cold, and you want to try and get your position as like being in the high position again. That's pretty not easy to do. It's pretty hard to be a cold person that does something really stupid and then expect to just get back to the top spot. So I think that you're trying to work back up in a situation that you've done really dumb or stupid. That Fool card reverse, especially with that Queen of Swords reverse, you said something, or you were a certain way, or you were really cold, that it didn't work out, and you feel really dumb, and I mean, you're ready to put the effort and the valor in, which is a good thing. What happened here? Ooh, wow, yeah, you were trying to control the world of somebody else. Wow, Lovers reverse. So you almost feel like, actually, I almost feel like you're in a place where you feel like you fucked up, and then you're willing to put the work in, but you don't believe it's going to happen. You don't think that there's any way to save the day or figure out a way to rescue the situation. It feels like it's too far past that point. We'll see if it really is. Well, at least the cycle's ended for you, where I feel like you're done fucking things up. Well, maybe it's not all over. It doesn't feel like, it's too much to bear here. But there's definitely some issues that are going to be brought up. You learning to be more loving, positive, easygoing, chill, fun, youthful, love. That might make sense with the Queen of Swords that was in reverse now, saying stop being so cold and be a little bit more fun and easygoing and youthful and exciting and making lovely offers. Instead of coming across like a fucking salesman at the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, and I think that for you, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like whatever you've been dealing with, people have been realizing that it wasn't just you being cold, it was you being cold to try and hide something else. And I think that you need to become clean. You need to come clean in a positive way of what was really going on. Something else. It might not be that bad. It just is, people can feel energy. They can feel when shit's going on. You might be the one who thought that you were the one sensing something was off, but I'm here to tell you that you were way off. And you were projecting about something that you were trying to fucking hide. Oh yeah, that's the only way you're going to get out of this sorrow. And especially, what about this person? Oh yeah, they're willing to just go with the way that the fortune's going to go, and whether to see if you know how to let go and let the ride go. I love this version of it, Morgan Greer. They're just sitting there as kings at the top, knowing that life falls and turns, and they're not trying to control it. They know how the circle of life works. So at least they're looking at maybe fortune can happen. But I think the fortune is if you can stop being such a dumbass. It looks like you're ready for that. But I feel like you've really kind of, or you've made some really bad moves and picked some really dumb people, and you're done with that. Yeah, I think that you fucked something up with somebody good, but or yeah, I feel like that's what it is. And I also feel like at the same time that you were realizing that you keep choosing people not worth investing in. And then there was finally something that you could have invested in, and you fucked it up. Is there communication? No. No. It's because, again, you're trying to talk, not love talk, not be sweet, not be nice. I mean, they have no idea. They don't feel like that you don't put off a real showing of yourself, like you put off a projector, and they can see through it. So it's your spiritual advice here. You need to let go of always having things be so perfect. I mean, I think a lot of it is, it's like, you know, you need to be you need to stop trying to expect things to be perfect in the way that the environment feels and all that shit in your own life and other people's life. Like, it's like that whole, like, it's got to be this way. And once it's this way, then things will work. Like, that's just not how love works. Well, it's time for you to ride on your victory horse and show that how bad you want things in life, or just if you're single and maybe it's gone. I don't know. Is the person that you fucked things up with, is it going to work out? Outcome? Magician, I mean, there's definitely something magical that could definitely happen there. And especially, I don't know, they understand how the universe works completely. Look at that. Magician, Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, if you could start to show that in your life and start to show some humble energy, especially about like learning to showcase who you really are in your heart space, I think you got a shot there. You got to stop putting the brakes always on so much. And you got to get out into the world. You know, the Chariot to me is a lot more than just moving forward. It's not living your life in the divine. So you can't be victorious if you're not willing to really live your life kind of on the edge of going where the universe is telling you to go when it's telling you to go. That's your problem, is you always sit and stop. So the advice is stopping. It's like, you know what this is? This is you going up. I'm ready to go. No, I'm up, nope, up, nope, no. You got to take your walls, defenses down, and stop having so many expectations. The wounded person that's got all the walls up, and oh, this person fucked me over, and this person. It's just like, relax for a second and realize that people are people, and you have to know how to communicate with them. And you have to know how to come across a certain way and not hold so many expectations on people. This just flew out. World card. You need to understand the world, like I was just saying. I don't know. This is either going to come to its completion and a new beginning, or it's over. It all depends on how you deal with it. Your outcomes. You need to understand what you really want and pick your prize instead of having too many. You know what I think your hidden thing is that you just have all your options always open. You're fucking too afraid of commitment because you're too afraid of it coming to an end. Everything will come to an end that you commit to in life. And that's something that you need to remind yourself. But you haven't let it go either. And you know, you need to learn how to like express your emotions better. You know, coming across and just talking did not work. Did not work. Justice card, being fair. You need to be fair and you need to be just. But you also don't want to come off like a judge, you know? Like, you know, you have to like understand the balance of the universe here. And you need to be on the same page of how much you put in and they put in. You can't also be like needing to be rescued or, you know, or talk about your money issues or this is understanding the balance in a very extreme way. And, you know, I think admitting your heartbreak is a good step, and admit and owning it too, instead of trying to always push it away and push it on to the next person. I think that's what the issue is. Yep, that's your big thing, is that you just keep pushing your heartbreak onto the next person and having the fear of it coming instead of owning the heartbreaks when they happen and throwing them in the trash and going through them and then moving on. It's like you need to put all your heartbreaks and fucking throw them away and stop being afraid of heartbreak all the time. That's why it always keeps happening. Final card there, fucking stop fucking, there's nothing, you're not a wounded person. The wounded person is not attractive. Sorry to say. Sacral chakra oracle deck. You got orgasm, so was there sex issues or are you weird about sex stuff? It's time for you to fucking open up the flower power. Time for you to open up your emotional stuff. But look at you. You got the boundaries card there. That's the problem. You have a sexual issue here going on, and how you get weird about that afterwards and all that kind of shit. Like, you need to stop getting so weird about shit. Look at that. Look at what's on the other side of that boundary line flowers. Like, you're like looking at the other side, and you always jump back on the other side of the fence. And you got the energy exchange. So, you know, it's just like, you want to have a good energy exchange? You can't keep, look at what's in between that, the boundaries. Like orgasm, great energy exchange, and then there you are. Whoa, bam! Trust it. Do that. And da, da, da. You were inside me, so now you're mine. Oh, God. And fear of judgment for that. Well, anybody in the world has the right to judge that. So stop doing that, and you'll have no fear of judgment. Cancer, 9th house, Sun. Your emotional beliefs is your number one thing to pay attention to. Maybe you should be more hopeful about emotion and be more positive instead of having all these crazy kind of almost religious like beliefs about how people should be with their emotions with you. Back to you.
All right, Taurus, happy birthday. Mercury retrograde in your 2nd house here. So this is you re-evaluating, re-understanding your self-worth and value. That's going to go a long way, actually, into all this relationship stuff with the lunar eclipse in your 7th house with the South Node. So there's a lot of rebalancing and a lot of emotion and fears and controlling and all that stuff that's coming up here that was in that reading for you that you're going to have to be the judge for, and you're going to have to know your self-worth and your value and how to express that and communicate that so that you can balance these things out, so that relationships have maybe the intensity and the passion that you're looking for, but maybe they're not all about the controlling, or maybe you're not controlling. You got to kind of figure out where they can go there. And remember that Sun and Uranus and the North Node are in your 1st house, and that this is a time for you to take your power back. This is a time for you to start where you're going, trailblaze. And the big thing too is Saturn in the 10th house of Aquarius, T-square, that lunar eclipse, because this is really where you get to make the big calls here. You know, you got to step up to the plate. You got to be the grown up. You got to be the adult. You got to make the big choices in your life. And they're not always easy ones. And especially this one, because when it comes to love and relationships with this eclipse for you and Saturn here, it's not going to be the fun decision. It's going to be, okay, I have to be kind of cold and honest and blunt about what I want for myself and where my values are at. And if they're not being met, you got to drop the gamble and make the call. And with Jupiter and Venus in your 12th, and especially Jupiter coming into your 12th house, oh yeah, that's hard. Jupiter in the 12th is a very hard transit. It doesn't bring you gifts. It brings you all the subconscious shit that you need to work through. And it shows you where you need to let go. So there's a lot of learning to let go here so that you can expand and grow more. And if you aren't going to pay attention to the signs and you're going to think that you know it all, if it's not based around your self-worth and your value, you don't know. That's probably the one thing that you're learning right now more than anything is your direction, your identity, your self-worth and value, and how to push there. And everything else, you kind of have to learn that it's ending. Things end in life. And that's okay. And I think the more comfortable you can be with things ending, you can be more happy with the things that are beginning and transforming in your life. But it's definitely big decisions around relationships. So it's a big eclipse for you. I think it can be good, though. It's your birthday. It can be a very empowering time because you're not going to be stuck in controlling situations that you don't want to be a part of anymore or that are keeping you out of your own spiritual alignment. That's where Jupiter's big in the 12th, too. The shit in your life that isn't spiritually aligned with you, it becomes very apparent, and you're going to listen to that sign and do the thing that God's telling you to do. Or like David said, and like I said earlier with Cancer, are you going to try and play God when the writing's all there from the universe about what does need to transform and what is going to bring more beauty into your life?
I must warn people as an astrologer that the only transit of the North Node that's not positive is in the 1st. That's where Rahu takes the ego so far that it leaves itself all alone. That's the sun in Rahu. If you understand the Mahadashas in Vedic astrology, where we get the nodes from, that is not a good transit. It is the transit when you have that in your dasha system is of divorce. It's when you put yourself first too much, and you put your ego first too much, and all you see is through the lens of yourself and everybody doing everything wrong. And already Tauruses have a fucking problem with that, with the transit they've been going through for over a decade. So, if I could give you some astrological wisdom, you soften that with the South Node, and you use the South Node as your buffer, or as like the ice to keep the heat that's too much of good, deep trust and emotional relationship life, and being willing to go deep into understanding other people instead of you saying, fuck people, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. Because guess what? You end up in a bad place. Trust me, I know.